Welcome all sadhakas to be consistent on Adhyatmika sadhana despite all the odds outside and inner whatever the deficiencies is a tough task, yet there is no other way. Only when we are consistent continuously, we will know where we go wrong and we will understand how to come out of those things which are obstruction for our spiritual practices. Even if this is not done by us, we will be in a deluded world, fully caught up pakka, without any doubt. So, yes, it is tough to bring the mind to concentration. It is tough for the intellect to grasp these sublime truths of Vedanta for you and me who are less prepared in our minds. So, all this indicates to us that Adhyatmika sadhana, jivana, especially of this highest Vedanta, calls for exclusive application. And the sadhana is difficult, but the understanding is simple. Ki one antakarana we have. Exclusively, if we use it only for the truth, in time the truth is realized. Apart from the truth, if this antakarana is used for anything else, those impressions delay our process of understanding the truth, process of conviction about the truth, process of pursuing the truth through various sadhanas and experiencing it. That is why in the beginning only they teach us Viveka and Vairagya. But still, without much Viveka and Vairagya, why are we studying Shastras then? Should we should go for them? Definitely. But if this Shastra Shravanam is not there, we will not be informed about, confirmed about the ultimate goal. So all our effort of last 3 years to study Upanishad is to become aware of the existing goal of Paramatma and convinced about him, which has nothing to do with the sadhana and reaching, but it has something to do or everything to do because from there only we get the inspiration. Having understood the glory of the truth reality, then only in the inspiration to reach out, we can start again our sadhana from the scratch of Viveka and Vairagya. Anywhere, anytime in sadhana, we are not able to understand or do or proceed further. We have to go back to the basics. Basics are our sadhana chatushtaya sampada only. Viveka Vairagya, Shamadhi Shatka Sampada, and Mumukshutva. So every time we fail in our understanding or meditation, refer back to these four. Somewhere we must be lagging behind. We have to just adjust ourselves there. This is how a relentless, continuous is this process till the goal is reached. Right now, our attempt is slowly to become exclusive about the goal. Now, all inclusive is this our spiritual pursuit. What is all inclusive? So many other things, and also among many things, this is one. This won't help us because with so many things given value, importance, involvement, our intellect becomes extroverted, diverted, gross, and disturbed. With this type of antakarana, the sublime truth, which even for understanding has to be deeply contemplated, that contemplation, even to understand also, with this distracted mind, we cannot do. That is what we are experiencing now. So, slowly withdrawing from the world, exclusively focusing on this truth, at least for those few hours of the day, we can start gaining the deeper understandings or even deeper sadhanas. This is so for everyone. Khel Khilwad in Vedantic spirituality in the beginning allowed, where we listen to Vedanta and also the other things we do. But later on, to do the Vedanta sadhana perfectly and to get maximum benefit out of it. It is so obvious that we have to become quite calm, introverted, and subtle. And all this demands for the pulling out of ourselves from all those things. And not at all difficult. The things which we are involved are 80-70% are not so important. And another thing is what? More than the outer worldly involvement, what troubles us is our own mind's uncontrolled nature of entertaining unwanted things all through the day. Technically, it is called as manorajya. So, through yoga adi practice, bhakti adi practice, if we can first recognize that so many unwanted things are coming, having recognized with these sadhanas, when the vagaries of the mind are controlled, then also our spiritual sadhana of studying Vedanta can become little more better and fruitful. Is it not? Another aspect which we are studying in Yoga Darshanam and all is the dull-wittedness of the mind. Chittasya apravrittihi. Styanam. That also can be eliminated by daily putting the book in front and studying and little contemplation. थोड़ा उससे ज़्यादा एनर्जी नहीं होता. 5 मिनट 10 मिनट उससे ज़्यादा concentration नहीं होता because of the prakriti of ours which we have that way misguided. For the worldly entertainments, involvements, the intellect very sharply for long time willingly attends. When it is a case of studying Vedanta and subtle truths, within a span of little time only, and intellect starts feeling the tiredness, exhaustion. That's all the sign of our prakriti of tamoguna. That all the sign of so many of deep-rooted vasanas we have carried from so many lives. So, knowing all these diseases, problems, patiently, perseveringly, we have to keep on doing what we are given by the Guru, what we have understood. And in its own time, one by one, thing starts getting opened up. All not at one go. So may we be consistent in this way with full faith in coming to classes, listening, trying to understand whatever we can. That much if we do, the rest will be slowly opened up. Like every day today also, we'll make the chanting of our Taittiriya Upanishad, then with Bhashyam the Adhyanam. Before that, our daily prayers for 3-4 minutes. Om, Om, Om Sahana Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः येषां सर्वेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे विश्वशान्ति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थं च. Now let us chant from where yesterday in the third Bhrigu Valli we have done up to sixth paragraph. Anna Brahma Upasanam. Let us do today. Om Annam na Nindyat Tad Vratam Prano Va Annam Shariramannadam Prane Shariram Pratishtitam Sharire Prana Pratishthitaha Tadetadannamanye Pratishtitam Saya etadannamanye Pratishtitam Veda Pratitishthate अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या अन्नं न परिचक्षीत तद्व्रतम् आपो वा अन्नं ज्योतिरन्नादम् अप्सु ज्योतिः प्रतिष्ठितं ज्योतिष्यापः प्रतिष्ठिताः तदेतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं स य एतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या अन्नं बहुकुर्वीत तद्व्रतं पृथिवी वा अन्नं आकाशोन्नादः पृथिव्यामाकाशः प्रतिष्ठितः आकाशे पृथिवी प्रतिष्ठिता तदेतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं स य एतदन्नमन्ये प्रतिष्ठितं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवति महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या. ओमत श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः. येरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्व वेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्य प्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते शान्तिमन्त्रः ओं शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेत तद्वक्तारमावेत आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ अथ षष्ठोऽनुवाकः ॐ असन्नेव स भवते असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद्वेद सन्तमेनन्ततो विदुरिति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोऽनुप्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता ओ शोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा ये ते सदवोतव्यत सदवस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत् तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Friends, yesterday we were seeing how tat sruštva tadevanu pravishat is trying to be proved or explained by Bhagwan Sri Adi Shankara Bhashyakara. First thing is what? The entry of Brahman into this created Jagat is not like the entry of a person in a house or any object into another object. That first understanding common which we have to the word entry, that is not valid or that is not meant here. Here the entry of Paramatma is availability of Paramatma, and entry of Paramatma is our pursuit of that Paramatma step by step. So we pursue the Parabrahma Paramatma to be at our Annamaya Kosha level is equal to the Parabrahma has entered to Annamaya. Reverse also. Parabrahma entered to Annamaya Kosha for our pursuit, for our understanding or accept. So too the Paramatma entered into Pranamaya for our entry, for our recognition. So too he has entered the Manomaya for our recognition. Or when we recognize the Manomaya as Atma, then Paramatma has entered to Manomaya Kosha. In that way the entry is meant. Thereafter, the most important entry is what? In that Tadevanu Pravishatu is actual point of discovery of the Lord. In the earlier discoveries, it was only the faith, it was only the objective recognition of Paramatma at Annamaya, Pranamaya, and Manomaya level. In the Anandamaya Kosha, Paramatma reflects as Ananda because of the beauty of that vritti given to us because of the upasanas and punyas are done. Anandamaya Kosha is the hint to tell us about the presence of Ananda Brahma. More than that, in the Anandamaya Kosha, the sadhana is not done. Because in Anandamaya Kosha, there is a bhokta, not the karta. So sadhana is to be done, so the doing is the job of karta. Therefore, where is the karta? Karta is in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Therefore, in that Vijnanamaya Kosha only be attentive. For recognition, the Brahman is available. Which Brahman? Not Anandamaya Brahma, but Shuddha Ananda Swarupa Brahma. That is what yesterday we have. Sa tatracha Anandamaya Vishishta Atma Pradarshita. Anandamaya Atma was shown to the Vijnanamaya Kosha. See, that is how the Antakarna Vritti is Shuddha. Then the Ananda has Priya, Moda, Pramoda and expresses, which is the expression of the Brahmananda only. It's only a sample given. But our job is not to be lost in that limited Ananda Maya. We have to reach to the Brahma Swarupa Anubhuti, who is Sat Swarupa, Chit Swarupa, and Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, Atha Param, then what was taught to us? Anandamaya Linga Adhigamadvarena Ananda Vivruddhi Avasanaha Atma Brahma Pucham Pratishtha Sarva Vikalpa Aspadaha Nirvikalpaha अस्यामेव गुहायाम अधिगंतव्यः इति. So the Priya is a Ananda, Moda is a higher grade of Ananda, Pramoda is even higher than that. For all of that, the base is Ananda Atma. And even to this Ananda of the Anandamaya Kosha, Pratishtha is Brahma. So that Brahma Pucham is to be Adhigantavyaha, recognized in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. To tell us that he tat sruštva tadevanu pravishat is spoken. Therefore, where is important? Asyameva guhayam adhigantavyaha iti. So, in which guha? In the Vijnanamaya Kosha guha, in the Buddhi Kosha guha, is this Parabrahma to be adhigantavyaha, recognized Atma Swarupena. In the Ananda Maya Kosha, there is a Vritti Atmaka Vishesha Ananda only it is. It is not Parabrahma. In Annamaya, is Brahman there or not? Yes. But there is objectively only a Satta. In Pranamaya is there as a Satta and Kriya. But again, objectively only. In Manomaya, he is there. Again, Jnana, but objectively. Only in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, because the Vijnanamaya Kosha is the knower of everything. So, behind this knower, that because of whom this Vijnanamaya is becoming the knower, the inquiry can be done, and that because of whom the Vijnanamaya becoming knower is Parabrahma, we can catch him there. We should catch him there. We have to catch him there only. That is why अस्याम एव गुहायाम अधिगंतव्य ha iti tat pravesha prakalpyate. And again remember how in this vijnanamaya kosha the parabrahman has to be understood and experienced is how the vijnana coming to that vijnanamaya kosha in that inquiry. The answer is the vijnanamaya kosha sthita jiva is having the vijnana because of chidabhasa. Without Chidabhasa, that Aham Vritti cannot become the knower. And that Aham becoming knower because of the Chidabhasa, therefore it is knowing the Mana, knowing the Buddhi, knowing the Chittam, then owning them later on, the next gradation of the thought. Through them, knowing and owning Annamaya and Pranamaya and also the Indriyas, etc. This is how the process is happening. But if the Chida Abhasa is not there in the Aham, it is a dead Aham. It cannot be the knower. Remember, the Manomaya is not knower, he is known. Annamaya is not knower, he is known. Pranamaya also is not knower, it is known. The knower is only in Vijnanamaya. And what? How is he knowing? Because of the presence of the Chidabhasa. Then the inquiry is what? What is the source of this Chidabhasa? In that inquiry of the source of Chidabhasa, the Ahamruti goes. Then Ahamruti when goes away, in the Ahamruti only the Chit was expressing as Chidabhasa. When the Ahamruti is not there, Chidabhasa cannot independently exist. Then what happens? It merges in Chit Swarupa, Atma or Brahma. In this way, in the Buddhi Guha only, this Parabrahma is available. That is why Tadevanu Pravishaditi Pravikalpyate. This is what is to be caught very essentially. To substantiate it, what is said was कि nahi anyatra upalabhyate Brahma. Remember again and again, Brahman is all pervading, everywhere. But then, because he is not having any Vishesha, he cannot be recognized by any of the upadhis which need a Vishesha to recognize. Like with eye. See, with eye, what you can do is that object which has a Vishesha called as forms and colors. Brahman is formless, colorless, nirvishesha. Therefore, though he is everywhere, cannot be seen by the eye. Just like the Vayu. Everywhere he is there. You cannot see him, the Vayu with the eye. Can't smell him with the nose. Cannot taste him with the tongue. But you can touch him because there is a sparsha tanmatra say this, the Vayu is made, and in our skin the ability to do sparsha, that indriya is given. Therefore, we are able to touch and feel it. So, therefore, the upalabdhi sthana for the Vayu is the skin through touch. Skin is everywhere. Please, skin is there in the inner nose also. Therefore, when you take the air inside, तो टच होकर ही हमको हवा अंदर जा रहा है पता चलता है. Is it not? Like the Akasha. Akasha is also everywhere there. But Akasha cannot be seen by any of the Indriyas. Two options are what? Shabda Tanmatra. Little subtler is what? Akasha is seen by the mind as a concept, an understanding that when so many things are hanging, what is that which is supporting all of them? In this inquiry, we accept the presence of the Akasha supporting all these things. So, Akasha is an understanding, is a concept. It is not an object to be seen by the eye. When you open the eye, you are not seeing Akasha there. Akasha is not object of anything. I can see only forms and colors. Akasha has no form and color. You can't say I have seen the space with the eye. So what we are trying to understand is Sabishesha only perceived by Upadhis. Brahman being Nirvishesha, he cannot be found by any Upadhi even though he is everywhere. And yet, without knowing Brahman, we cannot be liberated from Jiva Bhava. Therefore, somehow and somewhere he should be available. That somewhere is called as Buddhi Guha, and that somehow is called as in tracing the cause of the Jnanam. How I am becoming a knower, how the knowledge is coming to me. In this way, when we inquire, the two things are first the Chidabhasa, second is Chidabhasa is caused by the Chit only. Pratibimba is Chidabhasa. In the deep inquiry, we transcend the Aham Vritti, where Chidabhasa was expressed, and we reach to the Shuddha Aham, which is a Chit Swarupaha. And what Chit Swarupa Brahma, Sat Swarupa Brahma, when is discovered, he alone is found to be everywhere there. Again, that found is not through eyes and mouth, etc. As we experienced it in that meditational seat, same mood we experience the Brahman as. In fact, they're everywhere, everything. Those words don't work, but because we see the multiplicity of the world, from our standpoint, it has to be explained. That is why everywhere, in everything, Paramatma is found, that language is used. Otherwise, everywhere, everything namak cheez nahi hota. Because when one without second Parabrahman is discovered, then where is the space, where is the time, where is the objects in that? Yet from our side it is said. And also for Vyavahara, because Jivan Mukta Purusha is still doing Vyavahara. Vyavahara is possible only when the Vyavaharik Satta is there for the world. Therefore, from that standpoint, it is said the Paramatma is permeating everything. This world also, in which that Jivan Mukta is doing the Vyavahara, but not Samsara nor the Sadhana. He is already in the Siddha Sthiti. So therefore, we I have to say that he is all pervading, etc. After discovering in the Buddhi Guha. So therefore, all our upasana, puja, etc. are to make us introverted from extroverted, to make us single pointed from the multi pointed. Thereafter, to trace into the source of that jnanam. Same thing we are doing in the Yoga Darshanam also. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha Tada Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. See, now the latest topic going on in the Chitta is not to remove all those 9 plus 5, 4 Antaraya, so that the Chitta becomes absolutely Shuddha Sattva Guni, Prasanna, Shuddha Sattva Guni, Ekagra, then capable of Sampragnata, Asampragnata, Samadhis and Yoga. So here also in Vedanta we reach to that Buddhi Guha, in the effort of which we already transcend Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya. In the Buddhi Guha again the Triputi are there, Jnata, Jnanam, Gnayam. In that Gnayam, Jnanam is dropped. We just focus our attention on Jnata to know how this Jnata is becoming Jnata. First step is Chidabhasa. Second step is Chidabhasa is there because the Chit Sarupa Paramatma is existing there. That Chit Sarupa Paramatma is existing, therefore is of the nature of existence also. So as the existence consciousness, the self is there, because of which the Chidabhasa came in the Ahamruti, which became the Jiva later on, the Karta Bhokta Jiva. That Satchit Parabrahma is everywhere all pervading. He is neither Karta nor Bhokta. He is only in this Ananta pristine stage. And that Ananta state is called bliss there. So, therefore, anta pravishya iti pravikalpyate. Sadevanu pravishyati tatat pravesha prakalpyate. Nahi anyatra upalabhyate brahma. Why? Nirvisheshatvatu. And just to explain, विशेष संबंधो ही उपलब्धि हेतु दृष्टा. एवरीवेयर एक विशेष है उस वस्तु के साथ, then only that thing can be perceived or obtained through any of the upadhis. यथा राहोः चंद्रार्क विशिष्ट संबंधः. There is विशिष्ट संबंध is there with Rahu, with Surya and Chandra. Therefore, Rahu's position is determined. If that sambandha is not there, Vishesha, then Rahu is a Chaya Graha. You cannot show it where it is. In that way, evam, in this way, now the concluding point is what? In this discussion, before two more higher grades of contemplation are taken up, is evam, in this way, Antahkarana Guha, Atma Sambandha. Antahkarana Guha and Atma Sambandha. Atma is here Parabrahma. उनका ये अंतःकरण गुहा से उस तरह का संबंध है. व्हाट संबंध? दैट आत्मा इन द अंतःकरण गुहा expresses as the chidabhasa. The chidabhasa with aham vritti becomes aham jnata, aham karta, aham bhokta. For that he needs the mana, buddhi, chitta and all the deha adi. Therefore antःकरण गुहा and atma sambandha. These two are brahmana upalabdhi hetu. अंडरस्टूड. ब्रह्मण का उपलब्धि हेतु क्यों हुआ अंतःकरण गुहा? क्योंकि वही आत्मा का चिदाभास के रूप में एक्सप्रेशन वाला संबंध है. इन अदर प्लेसेस ब्रह्मन इज देयर बट कोई विशेष नहीं है. therefore even though he is there he cannot be recognized. In the antahkara guha there is a vishesha sambandha is there with the brahma and antahkarana guha as the chitta and chidabhasa. Because the knowing is happening in the Antakarana Guha only, nowhere else. So through the knower, be attentive. We reach the consciousness. Through the consciousness, we reach to the existence. Our goal is not the knower. Our goal is not the consciousness. Our goal is existence. Because Asti Eva. We have to catch the Brahman as Asti Swarupena. That Asti Brahma alone is expresses as consciousness. This consciousness has in its opposite the inertness also. Both consciousness and inertness both are supported by the Brahma whose Astitva neither conscious nor inert. It is beyond both. But inert cannot be the means for reaching Brahman. Consciousness alone the means. Therefore, consciousness is given so much importance in our study of the Vedanta. Paramatma is not only the Chaitanya Swarupa. If Chaitanya is Paramatma, then what is all this Jada in front of us then? If all that is not Paramatma, then Paramatma is limited. There is Dvaita again. All our efforts have become vain. Therefore, in that Jada also is Paramatma is there. In what way? Shuddha Satta Rupena, existence Rupena, Asti Rupena. Therefore, Paramatma Anubhuti always is in Asti Rupa only. Finally, Asti Rupena. Not even Chaitanya. But Chaitanya is so essential, so crucial to take us toward the Astitva. जड़ के द्वारा हम अस्तित्व तक नहीं पहुंच सकते. इसलिए मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम become aware of awareness, become aware of consciousness, we talk. But the consciousness as opposite of it as inertness. In the world you can see. So then what is truth? That self is neither inert nor consciousness, but supporting both of them. That's why it cannot be explained, inexplicable, but experiential. I am pure existence which supports the consciousness in me, which is expressing as Chidabhasa, therefore becoming knower of the known which is inert. Where from the inert also came, it is also Satta only, no existence. Consciousness is existing, inertness is existing, existence is supporting both these things. But if we are lost in Jada, therefore impossible to know the Paramatma, therefore our attention is brought on to consciousness. That also through Vijnanamaya Kosha, through Chidabhasa, in the Buddhi Guha. So विज्ञानमय कोश में आना, उसके बाद बुद्धि के गुफा में जाना, वेयर ज्ञाता ज्ञानम ज्ञेयम इज गोइंग ऑन. इन दैट ज्ञानम ज्ञेयम को छोड़ना, ज्ञाता को पकड़ना, and that jnata, how he is becoming jnata when we inquire, it is because of the reflection of the chitta in that aham vritti. Then the reflection chidavasa kahan se aa raha hai? Chit se aa raha hai, from that chit. That's how from the chidavasa to chit. So from the world to Annamaya Kosha, Annamaya to Prana, Prana to Mana, Mana to Vijnana, Vijnana to Guha, from the Guha to Chidavasa, from Chidavasa to the Chit, from the Chit to the Sat. This is how our journey in recognition of Parabrahma. Brahman is Sat Sarupa, Sat Brahma Kalyam Sakalam Sadeva, Sanmatrametanna Tatonyadasti. Astityo Vyakti Natasya Mohaha Vinirgato Nidritavat Prajalpaha. Actually, Satyam Brahma is ultimate sentence. The Jnanam Brahma and the Anantam Brahma are added to answer our questions. Because when you discuss the Parabrahma as Sat, then while explaining that Sat, the example of the pot is taken. But immediately the inertness of the Sat, therefore perishability of the Sat, was brought into by the Purva Bakshi at that time, which we studied long back, more than 1 month back, in the initial discussion of this Swarupa Lakshana of the Brahma, the Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So, to remove that inertness and perishability aspect of Brahma, the next word, the Jnanam, is introduced. When the Jnanam is introduced, the Jnana, Jnata, Jneya, the Triputi has come. Therefore, to avoid the manyness or Triputi, the Anantattva word was brought. So Anantam and Jnanam of the Lakshanas of the Brahma are only to remove the doubts regarding Brahman. But otherwise Brahman is Sat Swarupaha. Sat. That's why Sadeva Saumya Idam Agre Asit. Not Chideva. Is it not? Anyway, you say Sat Darshanam is the text talked about. Not Chid Darshanam or Ananda Darshanam. But that Sat itself is for us to recognize, it becomes a means. What? Chitta. And because we are pursuing Ananda in the world, therefore that Sadvastu is proved also to be infinitely Ananda Swarup. So these words, the word meanings, though in the Vyavahara it may mean something, but ultimately in Brahma, Brahman is experienced as Sat, Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit. That way. We'll come to that slowly, steadily as we grow in our deeper study and contemplation. So, the last two words were told to us are what? Antakarana guha atma sambandha brahmana upalabdhi hetuhu. And why is it so? Two things I told you, we have discussed so far, that only sannikarshat avabhasa atmakatvat. That Brahman is very near to the Vijnanamaya kosha than other koshas. Then avabhasa is chidabhasa, atmakatvat. The Atma of that Chidabhasa is that Paramatma, Parabrahma only. Because of these two reasons, ki Brahmana Upanabdhi Hetu has become this Vijnanamaya Kosha Guha. So, Sannikarshat Avabhasa Atmakatvacha Antakaranasya. Antakarana is very close to the Brahman, and in the Antakarana the Chidabhasa is there. For the Chidabhasa, the Atma of Chidabhasa is Chitta, that is Brahman only. Therefore, this Aham Vijnanamaya Kosha Guha has become Upalabdhi Hetu. That much we have to become. And nowhere else Paramatma can be, though there be recognized. No, therefore, inevitably we have to become introverted in our meditation. And this portion and earlier Satyam Jnanavantam portion are very crucial topics of Vedanta. Not only this Upanishad, but in general. आगे पीछे वाले all upasanas, other details, etc. They are of importance at that level, but the main things are this. Our goal is Parabrahma and Upalabdhisthana and Prapti Paddhati. We have to know. Upalabdhisthana is Vijnanamaya Kosha Guha, and the Prapti Paddhati is in inquiring how I am knowing because of Chidabhasa. And where from Chidabhasa is coming, it's a reflection of Paramatma at the Ahamvritti. Therefore, when I drop the Ahamvritti, the Chidabhasa discovers itself to be Chid Brahma. That Brahma is existing, therefore it's basically Sat Brahma. One more, so once more. When we keep listening, the information becomes stronger. And all this is theory only, mind you. Practically, we are only lost in the world. From that saving the body to that level, we have to come. For the sake of worldly bhoga, we are destroying the body also. At the worst level, we are loving our own body, protecting it for the sake of it, ability to kick away and keep away the world, we have to learn. Thereafter, from this Annamaya body to Pranamaya, Manomaya, we have to consciously travel in our identity. Then only we enter into Vijnanamaya. And stay always in the Vijnanamaya Kosha as a inquirer, searcher, seeker, perceiver, or the effort putting person of discovering the Paramatma. विज्ञानमय कोश में रहना का दो अर्थ होते हैं. Trying to know the world, again indulge in the world. Another thing for Vijnanamaya Kosha Astitva is inquiring about the truth. At the Mana, Prana, Indriya, Deha level, there is no inquiry. It's only indulgence, it's only action, it's only perception, it's only enjoyment, misery, etc. विज्ञानमय कोश में ही मेहनत संभव है क्योंकि वही करता है. And the karta ka mehnat in Vijnanamaya Kosha is inside knowing what is the self or the truth. No more he is the knower of the outer world, after which the desirer he becomes, then the doer he becomes, the enjoyer he becomes. That is samsara, which we are already doing. We as a knower know the world, then get the desire, then do something, then get it, and then indulge. A samsara. But the knower in me, when it inquires how the knowing is happening inside, he becomes sadhaka. In that effort to know inside the Chidabhasa as well as Brahma, the knower Vijnanamaya Kosha slowly identifies with that Vijnana Brahma or Sat Brahma. वो तो वहाँ फिर मिराकल होता है. Effort is to discover him as if he's an object. But the result will be recognizing or experiencing him as the subject. That Brahma, that Chit Brahma, that Sat Brahma, Uchav, that Sat Brahma became Chit Brahma. Chit Brahma became Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa Yukta Hamruti is the knower. The Vijnanamaya Kosha Atma, who is a Jnata, Karta and Bhokta. So this Jnata, Karta, Aham Vritti Vijnanamaya Kosha Stita me. When he turn inside and look for how I am gaining jnanam, first he knows the Chidavas. Then this Chidavas to without Chit to ho hi nahi sakta. So when he focus attention, he discovers that Chit. Is that Chit existing? Yes, as what Sat. So in this inquiry, mein, I myself travel myself from a Chidavasa Tadatmya Hamurti to the Chitta. And from the Chitta to the Shuddha Sat. At that level, Aham Sat Brahma Asmi, that Anubhuti comes. What we spoke so far is words. What we spoke so far are the understandings of the thoughts and processes. Following that, when you reach to the experience is different from this information or understanding. But other than information and understanding, we cannot try to reach that experience. So this is how this para. Example is given here one. What is that? Ki yatha just like aloka vishishta ghatadi upalabdhi. Ghatadi are there. But unless the ghatadi are illuminated by the light, the upalabdhi, the understanding or seeing or perception or experience of the ghatadi are not possible. The light has to fall on it. then only it can be seen. Evam, in the same way, buddhi pratyaya aloka vishishtaha atma upalabdhi syat. Beautiful thought it is. Okay? In that buddhi pratyaya is aham vritti. In that buddhi pratyaya aham vritti, uh, aloka, the chidavasa is there, no? That chidavasa in the aham vritti, when misguided or misused, it goes to see the mana, buddhi, ahankara, chitta, and through that the indriyadi. But the presence of the chidavasa becomes the means entry point for the acceptance and understanding and recognizing of the chit behind that. See, the example is what? When the light falls, the pot is known. Not only the pot is known, the light is there, that also is known. In the same way, this buddhi pratyaya, the hamvritti, where chidavasa is coming, because of which not only we are seeing the outer world, but that chidavasa becomes a means for us to the acceptance of chit, the consciousness. Because chit के बिना चिदाभास नहीं हो सकता. Then this chidabhasa yukta aham, instead of focusing outside through the faculties to see the gross world, when he focuses on the chit itself, chit cannot be an object, therefore the chidabhasa will be merged in the chit at the sacrifice of the aham vritti in which it was reflecting. That is the meaning of here कि एवं बुद्धि प्रत्यय आलोक विशिष्टा आत्म उपलब्धि. See, buddhi pratyaya, ahamvriti, aloka, reflection, adarchidabhasa, vishishta. Is it not? So, the Shuddha Chaitanya Atma in general has no Vishishta, it is Brahma Swarupa. But one Vishishtata it got because it has become as an Aloka, the Chidabhasa, and the Buddhi Pratyaya, the Ahamvriti in the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Holding on to that, we can reach to Chit. Other than this, there is no way. So आत्मा उपलब्धि स्यात् बुद्धि प्रत्यय आलोक विशिष्टा आत्मा उपलब्धि बुद्धि प्रत्यय आलोक विशिष्टा आत्मा उपलब्धि स्यात्. So this is how the buddhi pratyaya, like the light on the pot, revealed the light also, the pot also. थोड़ा एग्जाम्पल का और मेन यहाँ थॉट का रिवर्स पॉइंट है. Generally, when the light falls on the pot, we say pot is recognized. But at the same time, the presence of light also recognized. In the same